Amongst the chaos that is the Loud House stands a family that'll go to extreme lengths to protect each other. This hilarious and friendly gang never fails to seize the moment, but they aren't exactly honest when it comes to their feelings. Watch until the end to find out which Loud House characters are rumored to have been dating since the get-go. New around here? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. Now let's find out which Loud House characters are quietly crushing on each other. Ronnie Ann and Liam. Ronnie Ann is a tough cookie, which is why Lincoln can keep his eyes off of her. While Lincoln doesn't care much for getting bullied, he endures whatever Ronnie Ann throws his way because, well, he loves her. Do you guys remember when a kid named Liam first started attending Lincoln's school? If so, you might recall how Lincoln tried to befriend him and how things didn't work out. In the episode Overnight Success, Lincoln invites Liam for a sleepover and the two pals seem to hit it off. But before long, Lincoln and Liam have a major falling out. But that doesn't stop Lincoln from trying to land Liam a date in Lincoln Loud, Girl Guru.
For a girl, you should get her chocolate. All my sisters love it. Oh, cool!
So why would Lincoln go out of his way to help out Liam? Is it because Liam has a crush on Ronnie Ann and Lincoln can't bear it? This could explain why the two buddies had a falling out. Could it be that Liam came out about his feelings for Ronnie Ann and Lincoln had to put his foot down? While he might have a charming southern accent, this isn't enough for Ronnie Ann, but that won't stop the redhead from admiring her from afar. Carl and Lola Loud. Tons of Loud House fans would love to see Carl and Lola get together. However, Carl might have some other plans up his sleeve.
Hello, mi vida. You must have gotten my video. Let me explain about the choo-choo.
This character enjoys being the best, and he never fails to tell other people that they're not living up to his standards. Despite all of this, it looks like Lola Loud has a big fat crush on him. In fact, some Loud House fans think that these characters would make such a good match that they've taken to writing love stories about them on fan fiction. While it's quite obvious that Carl has a crush on Lori, the loudest Loud sister would never even consider dating him, but Lola sure would. These two characters are much closer in age and even have a similar personality, but it looks like Carl has an eye for the unattainable. Hopefully this will change as he gets older. While it's true that Lola has a little thing for her classmate Winston, there's no way of knowing if she'll ever make a move. Regardless of this, many Loud House fans believe that Lola and Carl should be together and secretly are. Do you think these two characters will eventually hit it off? Norm and Miss Agnes. Norm might be your everyday normal guy, but he does have a lot to offer to the world. Not only does he keep his school's hall clean, but he's also keen on helping students whenever the opportunity arises. While it's uncommon for teachers and janitors to fall in love, something about Miss Agnes Johnson took Norm's breath away. It may look like Norm and Agnes first met at the end of Absent Minded, but we think that the two Royal Wood Elementary School workers have been together for a lot longer than that. Agnes is a great teacher, but she has a dark side that her students can't begin to understand. This makes us wonder just what Norm and Agnes have been up to.
Norm the janitor applies for emergency leave of absence.
While she might enjoy wearing turtlenecks and wool stockings, Agnes isn't one to stand down from a challenge. In fact, the teacher admits to having broken her leg while riding a mechanical bull in the Study Muffin episode. Although little is known about the school janitor, we do know that Agnes is a spontaneous and secretive person, so knowing this, we wouldn't put it past her to already be dating him. The principal and his secretary. It's a tale as old as time, but one that we're going to discuss nonetheless. As many of you know, Cheryl is the secretary at Royal Woods Elementary School, and she's very good at what she does. Thanks to Cheryl's abnormally large hairdo and preppy personality, spotting her out in a crowd is a breeze. All in all, she's the perfect woman for her job, but we suspect that she and Principal Huggins are more friendly than they appear to be. Despite being a strict and angry character, Principal Huggins has a soft side, and we think that Cheryl is one of the few people who can bring it out of him. This character tends to butt heads with the Loud children. However, he does have a special bond with Lincoln and Alana. For the most part, though, the Louds have only brought misconduct to his halls. When we're first introduced to Principal Huggins, he's evil beyond belief. After some time, though, his icy walls begin to melt and he starts to reform his personality. While we don't have much to go on, we believe that he and Cheryl have been together for a long time. We also think that she's one to thank for his huge personality change. Tabby and Liam. Tabby might be on the tomboy side, but that doesn't make her any less of a woman. Sure, she might enjoy playing air guitar and turning it up to 11, but she hates being lied to or ridiculed just like anyone else. In the episode Dance Dance Resolution, Luna finds out that her brother doesn't have a date to the Sadie Hawkins dance, so she does what any good sister would, she sets him up with her friend. Despite thinking that Tabby was amazing, Lincoln had bigger fish to fry. So he asked Liam to stand in for him and pretend that he had an emergency to tend to. Despite feeling a little let down, Tabby ends up hitting it off with Liam, and by the end of the night, dorky little Liam seems to be dancing on a cloud. In the end, Tabby ended up liking Liam a whole lot more than Lincoln, which made her feel awful. But after finding out that Lincoln's emergency was a farce, she stops feeling sorry about her actions. While we haven't seen much of Tabby and Liam since this dance, we're sure that these two characters have yet to bury the hatchet.
Diggity dang! Turn it on up to 11. I love turning it up to 11.
So, do you approve of this Loud House couple, or is it a little too shocking? Well, we sure hope it isn't, because if this couple surprised you, you won't be able to handle number 1 on this list. Agnes and Mick Swagger. Mick Swagger isn't your typical character, and that's because he's a cartoon celebrity. This returning character is a seasoned rock star who always delivers a stellar performance. For this reason, the musically talented Luna views him as her biggest hero. On more than one account, Luna has been spotted copying Mick Swagger's fashion style and onstage moves. Despite his fame and fortune, Mick Swagger has managed to remain a down-to-earth guy, so much so that he's often seen giving Luna musical advice. While we don't know for sure, we think that Mick Swagger and Miss Agnes would be a match made in heaven. After all, they both have a wild side that can't be tamed or understood. While it's true that Lincoln's teacher has a little crush on the school janitor, we wouldn't put it past her to keep her options open. After all, it isn't every day that you get a chance to party with a rock god. Would you like to see Mick Swagger and Miss Agnes get together? Because we sure would. In fact, we have a hard time picturing them with anyone else, so who knows? Maybe Mick Swagger will pay a visit to Luna's school sometime soon. Clyde and Lucy. Clyde is Lincoln's best friend, so you would think that Lincoln's sisters would be off limits to him, but that's not the case. Everyone in the Loud House knows that Clyde has a massive crush on Lori. In fact, his crush is so intense that it's embarrassing.
Hey, beautiful. You take these stairs often?
I will now. Handsome.
Whenever Lori is around, Clyde immediately passes out and gets a nosebleed. But Lincoln doesn't seem to care about his friend's crush because he knows that his oldest sister would never give him the time of day. But there's another loud sister who just might. Lucy is by far one of the most underrated characters. This little goth is Lincoln's oldest, youngest sister. And for some reason, she always pops up when Clyde is around. Could it be that Lucy has a little thing for her brother's friend? We think so. And we also think that she's jealous of Lori's good looks. Despite her hard exterior, Lucy is emotional and dramatic, so much so that she recites poetry in the dark. For the time being, Clyde is preoccupied with Lori, but we believe that there will come a day when he shifts his focus to Lucy. While Clyde and Lucy might be two different people, they consider themselves to be allies, so we're just waiting for these two characters to come out and admit that they have feelings for each other. Lincoln and girl Jordan. Ronnie Ann is Bobby's youngest sister, and much like him, she's crushing on a Loud member. But instead of telling Lincoln about the way she feels, she chooses to torment him at school instead. While bullying her crush wasn't the brightest idea she ever had, it did help her to get on Lincoln's radar. Despite flirting with each other for a long time, these two characters never ended up dating for real, which makes us think that they simply aren't meant to be. So if Lincoln doesn't like Ronnie Ann, who does he like? We put our money on girl Jordan, and here's why. She's Lincoln's only other girlfriend. She's nice, she's pretty, and she's good at sports. While this isn't what people usually look for in a girlfriend, it's what an 11-year-old is attracted to. While many of you think that Ronnie Ann and Lincoln will end up together, we think that Lincoln will have a change of heart after some time. Girl Jordan is competitive and wild, which is something that Lincoln admires. Much like Ronnie Ann, girl Jordan bullies the people that she likes, and she's been known to hit Lincoln from time to time. Want to know why we think these two will end up together? Well, it's because Lincoln gave her his pudding cup at the end of the Be Stella My Heart episode. And let's face it, you don't give away your pudding cup to just anybody. Luna and Sam. Luna is a free spirit who loves her guitar more than anything in the world. She's young, she's talented, and she's feisty, making her the perfect candidate for stardom. She may only be 15 years old, but she knows who she is and isn't afraid to go after what or who she wants. It was recently announced in Ellis for Love that Luna was indeed bisexual.
Luna, it's definitely you!
The truth came out when she professed her feelings to her bandmate Sam Sharp. While we were led to believe that Sam was a boy at first, it soon became obvious that she's not. While the relationship relationship was recently ousted, some Loud House fans saw it coming from a mile away. Sure, some cartoons don't include LGBTQ relationships, but Loud House is more than happy to broadcast love in every shape and form. This is clearly showcased by the fact that Clyde's parents hail from a same-gender relationship. While there's no way of knowing if Luna and Sam will start dating exclusively, we suspect that they will. Bobby and Lenny. By now, we all know that Bobby and Lori are joined at the hip. However, we don't think that their teenage romance will last forever. Bobby is a sweet person who is always there for the people he loves. However, Lori tends to put her needs before everyone else's. She's jealous, bossy, selfish, and can be incredibly mean when she wants to be. Her attitude issues have often come between her and Bobby, which is why we're confident that their relationship won't last. Despite not being in a lot of scenes together, Bobby and Lenny seem to get along exceptionally well, so much so that Lori is afraid that he'll fall in love with her. In fact, it was confirmed that Lori had this fear in the Butterfly Effect episode. Despite being confident and narcissistic, Lori is a bit intimidated by Lenny's golden personality. While we don't think that Lenny would date her sister's ex-boyfriend, sometimes feelings don't leave any room for common sense. Do you think that Bobby and Lenny have liked each other from the get-go? Because we sure do. Do you have a favorite Loud House couple? If so, let us know who they are and why you love them in the comments. And that's the end of our video. Thanks for watching and see you next time on The Things.